こんにちは、チャートマスターの根崎ゆきです。7月26日のセッションリキャップ、スコットのウェブセミナー撮っていきたいと思います。よろしくお願いいたします。それでは始めていきましょう。
5th of July, all right, and we have the euro dollar here. Waited all morning for this. It was really a lousy trade, and we all looked at it. The trade is still here. It's up to 32.67. Unfortunately, it's got a 1.3250 in here. All right. So the best thing that could happen for us is they run out of buyers and they come down to find buyers. If they come down to find buyers, then we have that trade. So the best thing to do is wait for the pullback, and then around 3,200, now you got 3,200 to 32.67. That becomes a 70 pip trade, and that's when it's worth taking this trade.
まずはユーロドルからですね。これ10分チャート、30分チャート、10分チャートですね。すみません、見てるんですけども、このターゲット狙ってますよね。でも一回プルバック戻ってきてから買っていきたいですよねってことを言ってます。
It's not worth taking it up here where you got a 32.50 and then you only got 15 pips above it. So pray for the pullback is what you want to do. All right, I'm going to put a set of fibs on this, so we'll see where that pullback might occur, and we can see that we got support running right here at the 50%. So more than likely it will come down to 50% bounce, and there's your trade.
フィブを今引いてみたんですけども、10分足の直前の動きですね。ここからフィブ引いたらこのサポートがあるのが 50% と重なっているので、ここまで戻ってきたら買っていきたいですねってことを言ってます。
Right there. That's assuming you want to trade with the down money, because that's where all the down money is. So that's the opportunity right there. You want to trade it on a pullback at the 50%, which is at 3,200 roughly, and you want to trade it to 32.67 right up here. All right, British pound. British pound, we're waiting for this thing to get going to the downside. All right, not enough information for us yet. We're still at a top. You can see we can't break this support. We're trying to break this support. Until we break this support, this is still a sideways move, and they could make that trade to the upside. If for some reason it does bounce and takes this day chart trend out, you can see you're going here. This is why we do both ways, up and down, because when we get in a top or a bottom, they may do both. This could simply be a sideways movement to go up. If we do get up, this is the day chart top with confluence at the 270 fib extension. 5494, call it 5500.
これはポンドドルですね。ポンドドルの240分です。今トレンドライン引いてますけど、もしここで今サイドウェイですね。今サイドウェイなんですけど、トレンドラインで跳ね返ってきてこのトップを抜けていったらこのデイチャートのトップまで、5500 1.5500 っていうところまで狙っていきたいねってことを言ってます。で下をブレイクしてくるようだったら売っていきたいですねってことですね。
If we do that, we're anticipating, however, that we will have a break to the downside, not to the upside. Of which case, this is the first trade, and this is the second trade. Right here, it's a snowman. We love snowman, right, because that gives us an opportunity to press our winners. You will never be successful unless you learn to press your winners. Right? So two-part trade is what we're always looking for. Two wide open spaces stacked one on top of each other. The only thing that's going to stop this is going to be that 50% fib. It's just the place to move your stop because it is a bounce point.
下に抜けてきたら1つ目、2つ目っていう風に雪だるまトレードをしていきたいですね。つまりこう1つ目取って、ここですよね。ここ抜けてきたら売り増しをしたいよねってことですね。
Alright. So, if we get a trade down here, we're going to want to make the trade on the break of the S2, which is the support. Alright. And then we want to make a break of the S3 down to the S4. Alright, that's it. Should we get a buy, we'll be interested in a buy up in this area right here. Not anticipating that, but anything can happen in the forex. Up to there. Thank you, Pip. Alright, dollar CAD. Dollar CAD is making an attempt to break out this day chart bottom here. Alright, so let's scrunch this up a little bit so we can see a little better. Alright, now breaking this does not make a lot of sense. Alright, because this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're looking for the 5 way, right, to the side.
ドルカナダです。ドルカナダですね。220分です。今デイチャートのこのピンクのトレンドラインですよね。これをチャンネルを割ってこようとしています。でも今1、2、3、4、5波っていうところにあるので、このアップトレンド上にもう一回上ってくることを予想していますと。
So I would really be leery of this. Even if you get a break, you can see there's a bunch of stuff to try to get through here. it's not a good trade into that stuff. That could be why the only reason they're coming down is to take those out so they can bounce it into that area right up there. We're waiting for the fifth wave. I would stay out of the dollar CAD on the sell, wait for the buy.
なのでドルカナダは売りでは見ないで買いで待っていたいですねということを言ってますね。
Alright. Once it does buy, if it takes this top off at 103.20, we'll take this trend line off because that means the day chart is actually what they're doing. Alright. I can actually scrunch this day chart in a little bit now. Let me bring this up to here. There we go. It might be a little higher than that. There we go. Yeah, that looks more like it. Alright, so we're interested in that trade to the upside, the fifth wave. Alright. So you'll have it won't go all the way up there today. That'll be next week's trade if they get it in line, but we would go up here to 103.57. Most likely 103.57 on a bounce. We're right at 29.82, and up to 5.7 would be about a 70 pip trade. So we will be interested in that. Okay, if we get a bounce and we'll pull this down, we'll be interested in that. But we won't be able to trade this until we get down below here on the sell. Dollar Swissy. All right, dollar Swissies is in a falling wedge, which is a buy sign once they figure it out. All right. Now, the opportunity is right here, as you can see, but it's split in half because of that TSR. All right, the top part's only got about 25 pips, and the bottom part has 30 pips. All right, so there is 50 pips down here, but it's split in half. All right, so if we get a break here, you might consider that. It's a little iffy. All right, then you got to move your stops quick because in a falling wedge, this could turn on a dime. All right, so we'll be interested in that sell, okay? But be judicious on moving your stops down here, and then once we break out of the rising wedge and up into this area right here, we'll be looking for the trade to the upside, and most likely we're going to come up here to 618 fibs. So let's pop this off and redo the fibs here.
ドルフランですね、240分です。今これフォーリングウェッジというパターンでこれ反転上へのパターンなんですが、その前に今下ありますよね。でここのスペース50ピップありますから、取りに行けますよねと。で上にトレンドブレイクしてきた時点で買っていきたいよねということを言ってます。
Real quick. So there's the bottom, there's the top. You see, actually in this case it's a 214 fib. We're looking to come all the way back up to 94.50. Once we can take this, break out of the red and take this up here, we can go all the way to 94.50. Obviously that exceeds its ATR. This is Friday tomorrow, the last day of the week. No reason it'll do that, so you cut it down. You're probably only going to get this part right here. All right. ATR is 91 pips. So it only goes three T30s a day, up and down. So, that's it. Aussie dollar. Aussie, we're waiting for the break to the north. All right. We're waiting for this bounce. We got a bounce. All right. And it may do that. All right. But we have just as much of an opportunity to go to the downside. We did break out of the downtrend. We did pop it up here. We did come back down. We tested going back in it. We were not successful. They bounced back up. So this is what is called equilibrium, as you can see. And so basically they can go either way. If they bounce back up into the channel, we're going to take the trade up to 93.26. If they break to the downside, they're going to have to come back in this channel, into this trend. I'm actually going to change this trend now.
OG ドルですね、240分です。で、ダウントレンドをブレイクしてきて、1回上がっていったんですけど、もう1回戻してきました。で、テストしてきて、もう1回上がっています。で、これっていうのは今、どっちに行くかわからない状態ですよね。で、上がってきたら、このレジスタンスのターゲットがあるんですけども、下がってきたら、今、ちょっと一緒にターゲットを引いて見てみましょうということですね。
Because that was too steep anyway. Let me don't want to do that. Hold on. Alright, so I'm going to draw the old new trend line, the new old trend line. Coming right across here. Everybody see that right there? Alright. So now when we look at it, we can see, yes, there's a very real possibility that we are a seller. Everybody see, we take this, 1, 2, 3, proves the heart line, absolutely, right there, and we get 3 bottoms down here. So it very well could be an adjusted downtrend, and we're looking for the sell to the downside. So because of that, the only way you're going to take the buy is to be above here. All right, you got to have to be above 92.51 with the target up here at 93.26 for the buy. We have a break and a hook. So once we get this going in Sydney, we're looking to come down here to this 786.
トレンドラインを引いてみました。なので買いとしてはこの青色のトレンドラインチャンネルを上に割ってきた時点で買っていきたい。 で、下はこのまま今下がってきたら76って言ってますけど、ここまで取っていきたいですねと。
Alright, so I'm going to take these HSIs off for now because I don't know what it is. Alright, and when in doubt, wait it out. Alright, I will take the sell because I have an established downtrend. The sell, we can see that 786 has got a lot of reason to trade down to here. So if we get the sell, we will take the sell down to 76 at 90.67. Alright, so put a note down here, note the sell, look for the sell. Alright, so until we get confirmation here, we don't know what it's doing. So we'll see. Euro yen. Euro yen, we're hoping for a bounce. Alright, we'll see what happens here. Alright, we need an ABC, we've got an A, we have not had a B, we need a C. Alright, so we got a B, C, and when we're down here, we're looking for the buy. There's our trade here.
ユーロ円ですね。ユーロ円の240分です。で、今 ABC、リトレースメントがあって、ABC 調整があって、今度買っていきたいねということですね。で、1つ目、そして2つ目。このピンクのデイチャートのトップまで買っていきたいねということですね。
And there's our trade here. And the EG can do those right there. So that's a great opportunity to the upside. But they could break this to take it down the bottom of the day chart and do that. Okay? If they break this, you can take the trade because we don't trade the day chart trend, we trade the 240 trend. Alright? So we're actually looking for a bounce at the 131.56. But if it breaks that 131.56 and goes the other way, then we will be looking to be we can be a seller once they take this support out right here. Alright? Now there's not a lot of space, only about 50 pips there. Alright? So just 50 pips. That makes it a little dicey, but it is there. So
もしこのサポート下に抜けてくるようでしたら取っていきたいですね。下に売っていきたいですねってことも言っています。
So be aware. Alright, pound yen. We redid this chart. We now are able to trade it to the downside, but we're still going to be very cautious. Alright. What we would hope it would happen is it will come back up here around at 5,300 and then turn to the downside. We got to know where that day chart bottom is. So there's the first trade right there. Second trade is right in here.
ポンド円ですね。これ一回上がってきて跳ね返ってきたら一つ目二つ目っていう風に売っていきたいねと。
Right. So about 100 pips down there. Right. We will trade that trade. We now can no longer trade the 152.06 because we see the day chart trend is right there. So we're going to have to be below the 152 in order to be able to trade it on the break of the day chart bottom. All right. New Zealand. All right. We're at the top. Nothing to do until we retrace. We're looking to retrace. Come back down here, possibly to the heart line, and then we'll get a bounce, and we'll get the very same trade right here that we had during London last night. Right? So,
キウイドルですね。今トップにチャンネルのトップにいるので一回下がってきてからリトレースがあってからもう一回買っていきたいねと。昨日のロンドンのように取っていきたいということですね。
Be watching for that. There is no trade to the upside at this point. You have to get a pullback. Right? So we'll bring this up above 79.50, and we'll see if we get a bounce. Alright, that's the majors. Alright, the Aussie yen, I should say. Aussie yen, we are in a big downtrend on the day chart. As you can see, we're working a channel to the upside. Right? We want to be a buyer. If it proves it can buy, we want to be a buyer to the day chart. Okay, and we will not be a seller until we get the breakthrough here. Alright, so there's the trade to the downside. This trade is a possibility here. But if we look at the structure, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's very shallow. It should come down to here and bounce to this.
オージー円ですね、240分。一回下がってきてから跳ね返ってくるっていうのが一番綺麗な形です。下に抜けてきたらブレイクフック&ゴーでこのサポートまで打っていきたいねと。
The 5 waves. Alright. So down in here, we might get a bounce. Alright. So I'd be leery of this trade until we get more confirmation. It's just too wacky right now. Euro pound, we're looking to see. Actually, you're done with the euro pound. If we didn't get it today, this morning, we don't have it. So walk away from the euro pound.
ユーロポンドはもうすることないですね。ウォークアウェイフロムやるのをやめましょうと。
Euro Aussie. Up to 240 chart. We always look at the big picture. Where are we? Euro Aussie. If we get a continuation, we've had a pullback here. That's a good sign. We're right here. There's our two trades right here.
ユーロ時ですね。一回戻ってきたら一つ目、二つ目っていう風に取っていきたいねと。
Euro Aussie can make both of them. As you can see, they don't have any problem moving out and going. So they can easily make that trade tonight. All right. So we're looking for a bounce above 4,400. We're at 4,400 here. All right. So in the Sydney market, it's got an Aussie in it. In the Sydney market, we'll start looking for a trade to the upside at 44.76. breaking 44.76, we're going to trade it up to 45.13. Alright, so let's move this up here. So there's two trades here. Don't miss them if they happen, folks. That's just going to be one of those trades you don't want to miss. Eurocad. Eurocad is attempting a move to the downside, but every time they go down, they find buyers.
ユーロカナダですね、240分。買いで下げたいんですけども、ここまで来るといつも買い手がついてしまいますと。
Which tells me that there's a real possibility we're going to break to the upside.
なので、これ考えられるのは、このままトレンドをチャンネルブレイクしていって、ここまで取っていくことになるんじゃないかなと。
Alright. So, we'll wait and see. If we get a break, hook, and go here up to the upside, we'll be interested in that trade right there. Alright, but still we're a seller. As of right now, we're a seller, so we're still looking for that opportunity down here. So if we can break the 35.75, and now it's got don't just stick a wick down there. We got to get a candle below here. The wicks mean nothing. I got to get a candle below 35.75. So the best thing to do is not even bother to trade it till 35.50. That way we definitely know we're through this mess right here. 35.50. You got the first, these targets are all taken out. So the overall target is a double bottom down here, or maybe the day chart.
もしこれ下がってきたらですよね、ちゃんとキャンドルがここに来たら、割ってきたらですね、ヒゲっていうのは何の意味もないので、ちゃんと、キャンドルが割ってきたら下げで売りで見ていきましょうと。そしたらダブルボトムもしくはデイジャートのボトムっていうところを狙って、売っていきたいねと。
So above 34.50, you got that opportunity, and you got that opportunity, and maybe it'll reach out to here, which is the bottom over here. All right, so those are good trades. So 35.50, we're looking to go down to 34.70. All right. Any place you have a big area, not 30 pips, but 50, 60 pips, you can look for an entry order. All right. That's what you can do. Look for an entry order. This is a big area, but it is bisected by these old targets. I wouldn't put an entry order here. I'd trade that with a market order. The Euro Aussie is a different story. All right. The Euro Aussie is a huge opportunity here. We take it down here and we scroll this out. We can look at it here. We take these off so we can see it. All right. I'm gonna take this set of fibs off too, and we'll fib the whole thing. Take these off. All right, let's fib the swing low, swing high here. All right, so we could come down to the 382. Would not be currency could easily do that because it would be an ABC. Anybody see that? It would be an ABC down to the 382. So the 382 gives you an opportunity for a bounce for that trade. All right, breaking above this wick right here. You always got to look to the left, see what wicks you got. You got to have an entry order above that wick. All right, do I still have enough space in here? Yeah, I got 50 pips. So an entry order above that top. What is that top? That top is 44.26. So you can put an entry order about 32, 34.
買いなどのエントリーオーダーについてですね、今このヒゲがあるんですけど、この高値を超えてきたらこの上にエントリーオーダーを置いといて、ここのスペース取っていきたいですね。50ピップぐらいあるので取っていきたいよねってことを言っています。
478, about 45 pips right there with an entry order and go to bed. All right. So we have a real possibility of a retracement to the 382 on this one. So let's pull it up, flip it around. And we know that if we get a pullback to here, that would be an ABC. We'll be in position to make all that trade right there. Let's hope they build that this afternoon so that we're ready to go tonight in the Sydney. All right, CAD yen, we're waiting for a breakout to the upside, and we're working a channel inside the upside, inside an uptrend here. We're looking to bounce. You can see they already bounced. There's the big boys coming in to stop it. All right, breaking above here and above the 97 even number. All right. You want to be a trader up to here. So above 9,700, you're looking for a target of 97.89.
カナダ円ですね。このトレンドラインブレイクしてきたら、97円より上で買っていきたいよね。で、97円90銭というところまで買っていきたいよねってことを言ってます。
You got 90 pips here, folks. I don't want to miss that trade. You know, double your position above 97.16. You could also double your position above 97.48 because you still got 40 pips left in there. So you can do that, but you're going to have to watch for this top here. So be very careful. It's going to have to be, should do it with a market order because of that top. All right, so there we go. All right, New Zealand yen. All right, New Zealand. By the way, on the New Zealand dollar, traders reported 65 pips from yesterday's session recap. On the pound yen, they reported 65 pips on the pound yen.
昨日のトレードで、昨 キウイドルとポンド円ですね。次キウイ円なんですけど、キウイドルとポンド円で65ピップずつ皆さん取りましたっていう報告が来ましたと。
Oh, excuse me, on the CJ. Excuse me, on the CJ.
カナダ円ですね。カナダ円と、キウイドルですかね。
And also on the pound Aussie, they reported 60 pips profit. So total about 180 pips from yesterday's session recap.
あとポンドオジでも60ピップなのでトータルで180ピップ取れていますと。
That's why you want to pay attention during these session recaps because we're lining out what could happen. All right, so we have had the breakup here like this on this NJ. There's no room to go here, so you're out of the thing, out of it.
デイチャートのチャンネルのトップに近いのでもうすることないですよねと。
All right, totally done. All right. So until we get a pullback. Now, if we get a pullback, all right, get down here, back down here to 79.96. Then you'll have that trade up to these two targets here, 80.53. It's only about 45-50 pips in there, so there are better opportunities elsewhere, but it does exist.
下がってきたら買ってきたいですけど、約40ピップぐらいしかないので、他の、できますけど他のトレードを見た方がいいでしょうねと。
There, so be aware that it does exist. So above 80 going to possibly 80.53. But you got a day chart trend that's going to bisect that. It's going to take it in there around 30. So that's not a good trade. You know, it's there, but it's not a good trade. Pound New Zealand, all right, this was a trade from yesterday that nobody took, all right, we identified this yesterday in the descending wedge to watch for this trade and nobody took it. There's 180 pips to the downside, all right, we have a square up candle that needs to be done at least this high, all right, where the wicks are, so we got to come up to here, up in this area right here, and they could square it all the way up to here, so whichever area they do it is squared up, this target's taken out, this target's taken out, and we'd be looking for the double bottom again right down here. The currency can make that, as you can see. So we're looking for a break below 1.9030. A break below here, we'll be looking for that trade right there.
ポンドキウイですね。昨晩、180ピップぐらいこれも取れていましたと。でも誰もエントリーしてないですよねと。で、今はっていうとここにヒゲがあってスクエアアップキャンドルがあるので、ここまで戻ってきて、もしくはこのキャンドルを全部埋めてきてから売ってきたよね。で、このサポートあって、ここを取ってきたよねってことを言ってます。
Pullback is possibilities. One is right at the square up here, and the other one is right up here at this bottom. Right? So one of those places will look for a sell to the downside. Now we still got, they can, you can still see they can do this. They've still got a descending wedge here. They can go up and down inside of here and not make any move. That's why you need it as high as it can go. You want to do it because there's no guarantee they're going to break this wedge on this path. That's why look how long it took to do it over here. Took them forever to do that. So same thing. That's the trade down there. Silver, for those of you who can, we're waiting for the breakout of the bull flag. We have gotten it. All right, there it is. There's the breakout. I would take this line out here. So you need to be above 2030. At 2030, you're going up to 21.
銀ですね、XAG。このチャンネル、ブルフラッグブレイクしてきたら買っていきたいですよね。トレンドラインまで買っていきたいねってこと言ってますね。
Most likely. All right, Ron. Finally, somebody did take that trade. Yes! 114 on that pound New Zealand. Thank you so much. I was afraid that nobody made that trade.
ポンドキウイですけども、ロンさんが114ピップ取ったって書いてますね。
After we talked about it. So you're the only one. And you got rewarded handsomely for it. 114 pips. Nice job, Ron. Way to work it. Glad to have you here late. Alright, so dollar index, what are they doing? They're starting to buy dollars, but this is still a pretty well downtrend. We'll wait and see. Pound cheap. Pound cheap, we've had a breakout to the downside. We're looking for this opportunity right here. Right there. Alright, we've got to be below the 4,300, as you can see. 4,300 is the line of demarcation. This target's no longer here. So we can trade it down to here, and then the break here we can trade it down and look for the double bottom and maybe that top, this bottom here or this day chart bottom. So I'll pull this in.
ポンドプランですね。トレンドラインブレイクでダブルボトム、そしてピンクの、デイチャートのボトムまで打っていきたいねと。
Down here below 4,300, and then below 4,250. All right, pound Aussie. Pound Aussie, we're having our pullback, which is good. We need this pullback to happen. We're glad it's happening. Alright, before when you were here, your pullbacks were not your friend, now pullbacks are your friend. We need an ABC, we only have an A, B, C down to here. So we'll start looking for the buy here, for that big trade right there. We're looking for a top of 169.15. Do not miss this, but don't trade it early because you need an ABC. Alright, so you've got an A, you don't have a B, you need a C. Alright, so hopefully they'll build a BC this afternoon and they'll be in position tonight in the Sydney market to take that trade right there. Alright, you can double your position once again above, well, right there, and you can double your position again above the 68.16. Alright, and although it doesn't pay a lot of money, it trends like a big dog.
ポンド時ですね、一回戻ってきてから買っていきたいねってことですね。ここ一つ。で、ここ一つっていうふうに取っていきたいねってことですね。
Alright, and because of that, we like to trade the pound Aussie. Alright, it's not uncommon for it to do 180, 200 pips at a whack. Alright, but I'd rather trade something that pays $1 and only goes 12 pips. I'd rather do that than trade something that pays 92 cents and goes 200 pips. That's not a lot of sense there. Alright, Euro New Zealand up to the 240. We're testing the bottom of the day chart trend. We are in a wedge, but the day chart is making the bottom of the wedge, so we're not so concerned about that. If we do get the buy, what do the three musketeers tell us they're trying to do? They're firmly still trying to break this thing to the downside. Everybody see that? We're trying to go down. 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 See? So if we get the break to the downside, we're looking at here. All right. So that's a big trade. All right. So we don't want to miss it. But if it does bounce, we're going to come all the way up to the trend line. So I'll be looking at 65.90. Looking at 6,600 for the bounce. All right. And we'll look for 62.40 on the breakout. In order to take the bounce, we're going to need to be above 64, 40, 56, something like that. We'll see if we get it. All right. So here's the deal. If we take this up and we go up here, be leery. I'd still be leery that. I'd be above 6,500. Why? Because we need to square this candle up. See, they could come all the way up here, square that candle up, and break it down. So we need to be up into this area right here before we can.
ユーロ9位ですね、240分です。で、これ今ウェッジですけど、上がってきたらここのスペース買っていきますね。もし下にブレイクしてきたらここのターゲットまで取れますねということですね。
Trade it to the upside. All right, that's one. All right, second one would be the trade to the downside. Obviously, if we come up here, we could get this trade to the downside, and then we get this trade to the downside. We're looking for a target. Overall target is 62.40 or 62.65. You can double your position below the 786 fib, which is at 63.50. So we can put double our position here because we got plenty of room to the 6,300 before we got to move our stop, and then when we be close to the target, they'll probably make it. So that's it. All right, folks, that's what I see. Be careful. Don't forget, we got 6 lessons over on the beginners page. You can start right away if you want to. They're absolutely free. You can start getting them. If you go watch them, your time here in the room will be even stronger. It'll be easier for you to get snapped to what we're doing here. And obviously everybody wants to make more than 580 pips. You can already see that our traders make way more than that. Alright, so that's the deal. Alright, see everybody tomorrow morning. Don't forget tonight is square up night in both in the Asian and the London. So that means that it could be wild and woolly, but Thursday night is the best night to trade both of them. So there we go. Everybody have a great day. I will talk with you soon.
はい、というわけで今日のセッションはここまでです。今日はスクエアアップデーということで、今週までの動きが調整に入る日でもあるので、それも気をつけながらトレードしていきたいと思いますと。というわけで、今週も1週間お疲れ様でした。また来週、火曜日から撮っていきたいと思います。それではどうもありがとうございました。失礼します。